What is going on, Chess YouTube? In today's video, I want to show you how to crush this opening by black. It is 1c5 in response to my 1d4, and this actually occurred in one of my recent online training games. I'm showing you the complete game, the complete blitz game from start to finish, where I played 12 Pericone online, a decent amateur player, and this game was a heartbreaking game from my perspective. I ended up losing the game despite having a very large advantage in the opening, in the middle game, even in the end game. And I think this game will be very instructive. I'm showing you the things I did right, the mistakes that I made, where I'm improving in the future, and so on. So let's start from the beginning. I opened 1d4. That is my main move as white these days, at least right now, that I'm using to improve. Here, black goes c5, and it's almost as if black is pre-moving this move. It's almost as if he expected e4, then he would go c5, the Sicilian defense, but instead, he's doing it after 1d4, then he goes c5. Now, what should white be doing here? Well, white has many options. If you want to play solid and safe, you can go, say, knight f3, or e3, or c3, or take on c5. Those are all perfectly fine, but if you're a maximalist like me as white, if you really want to fight for the maximum opening advantage as white, the move you want to play here is going to be d5. That is by far the strongest move here for white. All right, let's see how it goes. Black goes d6. I go c4. You don't have to. You can technically go knight c3 and e4 here. It's also very playable. Instead, I go c4, sticking to my 1d4, c4 style of play here. All right, black. g6, playing a little bit funky, delaying that knight to f6. I go e4, bishop g7, and here in this position, you can go knight c3 immediately. I didn't play it in the game. If you do that, black is going to have the option of going bishop takes, and Magnus Carlsen himself has played this quite a bit as black, and it's actually kind of annoying. Now, it looks crazy. Black is giving up his dark squared bishop, but black's idea after, say, knight f3, after, say, actually, it's black's turn here. Black's idea is to go e5 with sort of this Nimzo Indian style blockade on the dark squares, and black is doing relatively okay here, and it's just a messy position in general. So what I recommend most players do here, you don't go knight c3. Instead, knight to f3 here. The point being, you wait for black to go knight f6, and then you go knight c3, defending e4. And the point is, black cannot trade on c3, and you get a very typical modern Benini style position here. All right, from here, black castles, solid move. I go h3, setting up bishop d3 and e3 ideas. And here, black plays the move queen to b6. Now, this move is kind of awkward. Already, you can see black's idea. He's going for an early c5. He's trying to sacrifice here. Now he's playing kind of a weird move. The idea is you're stopping bishop e3 and g5 ideas, as then the pawn on b2 would be hanging. But black here is sort of playing gimmicks. He's not really playing strong moves. And here I completely ignore the queen. I just go bishop d3 and tending castle, saying, what the heck is your queen doing on b6? So when you see these weird moves like this that aren't threatening anything, don't freak out. Don't panic. Just develop and castle and play classical chess, and you're going to be just fine. All right, here, black goes e5. Again, trying to be tricky. This didn't work, so now he's going for this kind of defense here with e5. And this is not really that strong for black, and white has a lot of ideas. Now, one idea is going for the immediate g4, sort of in the spirit of the Makhachkov King's Indian, and it is sort of looking like a King's Indian defense now. That is one option. That might be the strongest option, but it is very committal, very double-edged. You kind of have to know what you're doing here as white. Instead, I simply castle. It's a blitz game. I'm playing safe and solid so far. Black goes a6, intending a future b5. I go a4. Preemptively trying to block that, and overall asking black, what are you going to do here? Black goes knight to h5 now, potentially intending f5. Again, black is really mixing up his plans here. I go a5, driving back the queen. It goes to c7, and here white has many ideas, but I quite like the idea I went for in the game. I actually go g4. Now, what is the idea? Well, g4 in these Makhachkov style positions, it's often played even if you castle, and the point here is black wasted a move going knight h5, then I go g4, driving it back. So now I get g4 and another move essentially for free. And no, having the king on g1 castled isn't ideal, but overall, white is doing fantastic here. Now, I do want to point out, instead of knight f6, the best move here for black would have been knight f4, jumping in. The point being, if I take the knight, black takes back, and yes, his pawn structure is a little bit weakened, but he does get the very good outpost on e5 for his knight, and beyond that, I don't have a dark square bishop, so taking that knight would be a massive strategic mistake for me. I mean, look at this bishop. Now it's brought to life, so that would not be good for me. Instead, I would go, say, king h2, defending h3, maybe knight e2, pressuring the knight, and so on, and it'd be an interesting game overall. But instead, knight f6, my bold strategy was rewarded, and here black doesn't really have anything good about his position. He can't go b5. I have that on complete lockdown. He can't go f5, at least not anytime soon. He'd have to waste 1-2 moves to do it, and even then, I'd have plenty of time to do whatever I wanted. Here I go bishop b3, a solid move, trying to complete development. Black goes bishop d7. This move is really awkward, as now this knight can't go to d7, and really, this knight can't move at all, which means this rook can't move, which means black really can't complete development. Now, already black's game is super, super difficult. The computer says the best move here for black is h5, which is kind of an insane looking move. I can go g5, but that is black's best defense here. That already tells you how bad his position is. So instead, bishop d7, I go queen d2, a fine move, and I have completed development. So now it is time to potentially attack the black position. And there are a few ways I can do it. Now, which side of the board do I want to attack on? Well, I kind of want to attack on the king side. So my two strategies here, one could be bishop h6, trading off bishops. Another could be f2 to f4. Maybe I go knight h2 or knight h4, then f4, trying to open up the f file. Maybe going f5 and so on. So black goes bishop e8. Again, kind of an awkward move. It traps in this rook, but maybe black's idea is knight d7. Maybe. Here I simply go bishop h6, a solid move. Black goes knight b d7. Here I actually trade on g7. I thought this was a logical idea. It still looks natural to me, but the computer says this entire idea with bishop h6 then takes g7 is bad, and the computer wants me to go bishop to e3, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I guess the idea is I have such a big space advantage that maybe I should keep more pieces on the board, but I don't really fully understand why this is good here but not in other positions. So if you understand why this is the right idea here, not trading but simply retreating, let me know in the comments. I would love to know, like, how do I extrapolate this lesson to other games? I'm trying to really soak in all the chess knowledge I can to help me improve here and reach 2,000 in Blitz faster. I'm already there in Rapid. I'm trying to get there in Blitz as fast as I can. But this idea of not trading here, I can't quite figure out why that is the right idea. But anyway, the computer shows it's the best move. But anyway, I take, black takes back. I go knight h2, intending f4. I think it's pretty logical. Black goes rook to h8 here. Kind of an awkward move, maybe intending h5 ideas, but I can always go g5. So I don't really see what black's doing. Now we have f4, e takes, queen takes, and here black makes a blunder which should lose the game on the spot, and I'm not exaggerating. Black goes knight e5. Now, this should lose on the spot, but I missed the key idea. And if you're like 200 ELO online, you should be able to find this move. And I'm not even exaggerating. If you're 200 ELO and you know what a capture is, you should be able to find the best move, because I could not find it here. Pause the video if you like puzzles. The move here for white is you just take the knight, and I missed this move. Don't ask me how. I'm a little bit weak tactically. I need to practice more tactics. I saw the threat of bishop knight next to a3, but I can take on f6 with check and then retreat, and I win the game. Instead of that, I go bishop e2, defending the bishop and c4. Now, here it turns out black can go knight f d7, and he's fine. Instead, black goes b5, ignoring the knight. I don't see the trade. I go c takes b5, not winning the game on the spot with queen takes. So This is just 1850 chess for you guys, high 1800s. We make a lot of mistakes. I'm trying to improve that. But anyway, C takes, A takes. I ignore the threat again. Knight takes B5, winning a pawn, hitting the queen. All right, not a terrible move. We have bishop takes, again, ignoring queen takes, then bishop takes. That would win the game again. I don't do it. Black takes here. I again ignore the knights. It's a broken record here. I go G5, attacking the knight and forcing it away. And now queen D2. And now here, black is technically winning if he finds the right way to follow up. Let's see what happens. All right, knight G3. Not a good move. Queen takes A5. Queen takes. Rook takes. Knight takes. King takes. So what happened here? We now have, let's see, white has a rook, 2 minor pieces versus the knight and the rook. I'm literally up a bishop here. Surely I can't lose this game, right? Well, I'm in a little bit of time pressure. Let's see what happens here. Rook to B8, King E2, F5, decent idea by black. E takes, G takes, Knight F3, King G6, and now we have Knight takes, D takes, and H4. And I thought here, okay, as more pieces come off, surely this extra bishop should be enough. All right, F4, King F3, King F5, Bishop D7 hits the king, King G6, Rook A6 hits the king again, King G7, H5. So far, I was pretty proud of this setup here. I'm pressuring the king. Yes, black has these dangerous passed pawns. Yes, black can win this pawn, but my idea is I'm going to go H6, drive back the king, and sooner or later, this is going to get really bad for black. So, rook takes, H6, king to F8. Now, bishop E6. My idea, potentially, rook A7, march the king up, and checkmate black. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. Rook B7, blocking the 7th rank. Not a bad idea. Rook A8, King E7, Rook H8, threatening to win a pawn, and the rook, obviously, black must respond to the skewer. So far, I'm still playing not flawlessly in this endgame, but pretty well so far. All right, King D6, King E4, C4. All right, black is getting some counterplay. If I commit to checkmating, essentially, I have to do it right now. I go rook G8. What is the idea here? Well, technically, I could go rook to C8, and that might have been the safer option, and I really can't lose there. For example, rook C8, if black defends, then the winning idea, it's obnoxiously good here, because I can go for the move G6. And the idea is, if you take the pawn, I go H7. And there's no way to stop this pawn. Even if black moves with check, I drop back, and there's nothing black can do. I get the queen too fast, attack the king, and it's game over. So that would have been a simpler option. But again, 18 seconds left. I'm still improving. I'm still, high 1800s right now as white, or in general. So I missed the idea, and I go for a different idea, a little more complicated, rook to G8. Now, what's the idea here? Well, I want to go rook G7. The point being, if you take, I take back, I promote, I win the game. And if you don't take, I take that pawn, then move this. But overall, it's a lot slower and more complicated than just rook C8 defending. So I'm making my life way harder than it should be. Anyway, C3. Things are getting dicey. I'm all in now. Rook G7. Again, I could have gone rook C8 defending, and I'm fine. I refuse to do it. I go rook G7. All right. Rook B4. King D3. F3. All right. Now we have sort of an all-out race. All right. Rook takes. F2. Rook F7. I do defend. Good on me. And black plays a very tricky move here. Excuse me. Rook to F4. What's the idea? Well, black blocks the attack. He threatens F1, promoting to a queen, which fantastic idea when I'm in time pressure because I can't calculate everything out. So I take here. Black takes back. I've got 9 seconds left. There's no increment in this game, I believe. I've got to find the right move. Now, if you like puzzles, pause the video right now. Try to find the key idea that easily saves the game on the spot, just completely wins. The move here for white is just bishop H3. You defend F1. The king defends this pawn. These pawns will promote, and there's nothing black can do to stop this. Instead, what do? King E2. Black goes C2. And suddenly, There is no way to stop both pawns. If I take, black promotes. If I go here, black promotes. I try, but black just checkmates me. And I lose the game. So a very difficult loss, obviously, when you're improving, and even in general, you're going to lose about half your games online because you're facing evenly matched opponents. It's just part of life. So, man, do I have a lot of potential and a lot of mistakes I need to rectify. But anyways, the point of the video, this idea by black, if you're a maximalist like me, if you want to fight for the maximum advantage after 1d4, the move here for white is d5. Now, there's nothing wrong with knight f3, nothing wrong with e3, nothing wrong with c3. These are all fine moves for white. I guess you could do, I don't know, g3 or d3 or whatever else and still be fine too. But d5 is certainly the maximalist approach, the most principled option. And here, after d6, c4, g6, e4, bishop g7. And by the way, this can also occur after the move order d4, g6, say c4, bishop g7, e4, c5, d5, d6, and we get the exact same position as right here, just via a different move order. Here, if you go knight c3, you're giving black the extra option of bishop takes, and it's really, really annoying, and there's a whole new line you have to learn. I don't like it for white that much. Instead, knight f3, knight f6, only then knight c3, and here black goes for a bunch of tricky ideas. The main line here is e6, and from there, it's a typical modern Benini. The line I'm going to be playing as white for a while, if you're curious, is going to be from here, bishop e3, e takes, c takes, and then bishop d3. That's the line I'm looking into for white. But anyways, here black goes queen b6, a weird move. When you see weird moves, pressuring nothing, you just develop and ignore it. Bishop d3, castles, a6 attacking nothing, a5 here's the queen, g4 drives it back. So far I'm playing fantastic. My idea now, bishop e3, queen d2, f4, and so on. Fast forward to me missing a free knight for like a bajillion moves, and I miss it again and again and again and again, and play pretty good in the endgame, honestly. Once we get to the endgame, I played pretty well here. I kind of had the right idea, pushing the pawns, all this stuff. And here, I just ignore this simple plan of rook c8 defending. If I found that, I would have won the game easily. There were so many chances to win this game. But anyways, I've got a lot of work to do, a lot of potential, but a lot of holes in my game I have to improve. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful seeing some mistakes I'm making as a reasonably strong top 1%-ish amateur player. I'm ranked about the top 1% of chess players online on chess.com, according to my current rating. And I'm rapid, it's a lot higher than that. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully you saw some ideas for if black goes c5 in your games, how to counter it with d5. And I hope you saw some of the mistakes in my own game I'm trying to correct, and I hope it inspires you to correct the own weaknesses in your own games online. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button and comment down below what you thought of the game. And if you want to learn directly from me, Dr. Mike Jansen, I do have a free chess community and coaching program where I offer free group coaching on the weekends. You know, if you want to learn directly from me, have direct access to me and ask all your questions, access to my free online course, the link is in the description below. Head down there to that link. It'll take you right to it. And yeah, that's all I got. So free community. What else could you ask for? And as always, I wish you the best of luck in your chess improvement journey in 2025 and beyond. And I'll see you in the next video.